everyone, and welcome to the Hubcast.
Woo! The Hubcast.
Hubcast. This specific Hubcast is a special episode because it is the We Aren't Going to Talk Over Each Other episode.
We're not gonna talk over
that.
Each other.
No, we're not going to talk over.
That constitutes a special episode, and we're not going to talk
anymore. But yeah, so no, we hear your guys' critiques, and we're going to do a lot better job of not talking over each other, which means that we all have to work together and not do this. I would rather have many awkward pauses during this episode where several people start and stop because they don't want to interrupt somebody, and then it just is really silent.
Like, it's getting real meta. Oh, I just broke the rule. Go for it.
Like that.
By the way,
just like that.
Steph knocked something over and then went like, so she interrupted.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt real quick. Can you do the thing with the tree?
No, Joe, you're supposed to make it so that I do it without anyone knowing what's happening.
Wait, Jordan, you're not doing that.
Silence. Jordan, do it.
For those listening, a tree is shaking on the set.
There's
So when you were doing it the first time, Steph goes, "How did you do that?"
The entire reason we have fishing line on that is because we pranked Steph.
I forgot, and so I wrote on my sticky pad. I was like, "How did you do that?" And he was like,
"Oh my goodness,
sorry."
You made notes.
Wait, so you thought Alex was doing it?
Yeah, I thought he clicked a button over here and was like,
because I was
topic.
I was switching to your camera right as you did it.
Oh, so oh my goodness, Stephanie.
Someone had a great idea, by the way. We should have a talking stick that we pass around.
That sounds
like
a talking way to run a podcast, but...
Oh, no, that thing's heavy.
A talking grenade, and if you get infringed upon, you release.
That's the talking stick.
That's stupid.
Okay,
yeah,
we're going with the
this
talking stick. Okay, anyway, everyone, welcome to this episode of the Hubcast. This is probably our 6th episode at this point.
Probably.
Something like that.
We are well into October, and I was pleasantly surprised waking up this morning to find out that it was one of those classic overcast fall days. Fantastic weather.
You look forward to that?
I do.
The sprinklers were still going off, too.
They were still going off, and the landlord needs to get on top of that so that it doesn't come to a freeze day and then everything is frozen and ruins all the sprinklers.
I felt like walking here today, because I was out sick yesterday. Walking here today felt more like what yesterday should have been like weather-wise, just because I felt like shit.
Oh, yeah, because you're eating, you're in bed, and you're like...
Yeah.
It was very brisk, and I liked it a lot, like brisk tea, which I don't like at all.
Oh, I love
Hey, they sent us a free... can.
They sent us an empty book.
It was an empty book, and it was as empty as the promises that tea provided.
Hey, Alex loved it.
Alex did love it. Okay, the first topic, Alex, we're going to do some quick email follow-ups from the previous show pertaining to apparently food items.
Hashtag the shock last week, or do you want to take this way, Alex?
No, you can go ahead.
All right, I was going to say last week we did a thing where Steph found a rusty nail in her apple cinnamon Cheerios, and I asked you guys to email into the podcast. My camera's not even on. Asked you to go into the pod. Asked you to go in at. We asked you guys to go email us on the weirdest things you have found in your food, and we have those emails right now.
All right, so I am going to just kind of rapid fire through these. And I have Steph here for reaction purposes.
We'll react too.
But she can see them, so she already knows. So anyway, Dennis Fant. Oh, not Dennis Franz.
Or Fant.
Who I was looking up pictures of today. From St. Marcos, Texas, which I don't know where that is.
Ooh.
Do you guys know where that is?
It's near Dallas.
Let's get on with it.
So he found a cockroach in a pizza from Domino's.
Oh! Under or above the cheese?
I don't know. I don't have that detail.
Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure
Bugs
it was. I'm pretty sure it was above the cheese.
Yeah.
Do you think you noticed if it was underneath the cheese, or do you think you just chow down?
That's not nearly as disturbing
Texture.
as having it in the cheese. Like it better been, because if it's on top, it's just like, ew, a cockroach got in from the restaurant or in transit or whatever. When it's baked into the cheese, that's the disturbing one.
Because someone had to sprinkle that cheese on.
The juices and
it gets juiced up.
What if it's in the middle where all the corners meet, and it juices into all of the slices?
And they use the pizza cutter on it.
Yep, and then it drags it throughout the pizza.
Next one, Alex.
Okay, so I got a couple with no names, so I'm just going to rapid fire through those.
Okay.
You deliberately disobeyed us.
McDonald's salad. Someone found a shiny green beetle in it.
Ooh, that
Those
sounds
are
like a
cool.
prize.
Okay.
Color coordination.
And a chicken bone in a Wendy's nugget, which is like standard practice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a chicken.
If it doesn't get in the grinder, it's going to be in the nugget.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be weird if it was a non-chicken bone.
Yeah, it would be.
If it was like a lamb shank.
Or a person.
Is that a vertebrae?
2-liter root beer with motor oil in it. I don't know.
How do you know?
Wait. No.
That one.
I know how to tell. Motor oil separates, and you would very well be able to see the fact that there's a separated liquid either on the bottom or on top.
Okay,
Would you
I
buy
can give
it?
it, but how does that get in there?
Was it all motor oil or was it some motor oil, some Dr. Pepper?
A guy named Logan sent in a thing, said, worm in a bag of Lay's.
Ooh.
Okay.
Look
I'll
at
eat
that
one.
right there. Jordaddy can put his bone in my chicken nugget.
Bone is in all
Challenge
caps.
accepted.
Thank you,
Ivan.
Ivanatron. All right.
Ivanatron. How do you say it? Anyway.
Josh from Toronto says, razor blade in Kit Kat.
Oh,
Wow, that's like
how?
that's
I don't
like the
know about
classic
that.
Halloween thing where like there's a razor
Yeah, that's
blade
a
in the
classic.
apple.
Maybe. Could be that. And my favorite, Hannah from Alabama found maggots in her oatmeal.
See, I can
Sorry,
understand
Hannah.
that though, because maggots do go in like rice and stuff like that. But then it looks like it, and I'll have to check my Dino eggs
Maggoty
tomorrow.
oatmeal.
Yeah, you're gonna have a dino egg open up, and there's gonna be a little
All right.
maggot inside. We've been here the whole time.
They've always hashed
Well, that's
inside.
disgusting. Thank you guys for your emails.
Thank you.
Cheers.
That's not. Is that going to be our email segment of the show, or is that just a follow-up?
Probably follow up.
we can do
Because
more.
I
We'll
love
see what happens.
emails.
I can send one in.
Emails are awesome.
Okay, well,
I'm
we can
gonna
do
send
more.
one in.
So I'm gonna do a
Moving
quick,
on to hub dates.
Quick hub dates. Pretty much, nothing too crazy special has happened this week. We've been just working on a lot of gameplay stuff, a lot of vloggy stuff. I don't know. Would have been? Yeah, we just did. We went up into the mountains to do the accountant thing.
Oh yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, this past weekend we had a lot of cool videos go up. We had the accountant thing go up.
Great
we
American Beer
had
Festival.
Great American Beer Festival went up yesterday. Me and Joe went to that. That was pretty fun. That video's up now. It went up yesterday. There was a Five Nights at Freddy's prank that kind of failed, but it doesn't mean that we can't get revenge on a failed prank.
Well, the
Dan.
person's
Gotta
still
start
in the room.
somewhere. You're iterating.
I like Steph's face when she's
She
Being
just,
talked
she just
about.
makes faces
Can you
behind
make
the
that
camera.
face again, Steph?
You're kind
I
of
don't
like
think it just
And
comes to
voice
me
it
when
for
I'm
the
feeling
people on
bitchy.
iTunes as well.
I can make the face again. It was
From
just
here?
like Alex, can you turn to my camera real quick? It was just like this. It was like
Pretty much. That's exactly what she did. So anyway,
Icelandic monster. Just subscribe.
welcome, Icelandic Monster.
Thank you.
yeah.
We also did a drone versus red suit video, which was quite incredible.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago that we filmed it, but we put up this weekend.
was
It took a lot of editing. Steph took pretty much an entire week editing it. It was like 5 different camera angles because we had GoPros and a bunch of stuff involved, but it was an absolute blast. Me and Jared pretty much, we strapped Spencer in the red suit, put some balloons on him, and we tried to get those balloons with some... drones that we have. So
That was
it
hard to breathe in because it was taped up and everything, and there was also a towel beneath my neck, so it pushed the chin thing up so it's over my mouth, so I
Oh,
could
man.
only breathe a little bit.
That's all you needed.
it
That's
wasn't
all
too,
you needed.
it was tough.
I was the safety inspector on that one, and I
Yeah.
thought it was fine.
That was one of my favorite shoots we've done in quite a while because like hardly ever when we're shooting, it's like I feel like I got something amazing. Like when we were doing that, when you and Jared were just zipping by, there were some amazing
Watching the
shots in
footage,
there.
I didn't realize how fast we like came in on some of those shots, and it looks so cool because we come in and just zzz,
Yeah.
Well, there's people watching too.
Yeah. One thing most people didn't see, or some people did see in the background, is there was actually a family that like sat at the baseball diamond a couple hundred yards, or probably only about 100 yards away, and were watching and ended up started clapping when we were getting when we were popping the balloons. So it was kind of fun to have an audience. But yeah, so I think we should definitely investigate that aspect more. Someone had put in the comments a recommendation where we should get some RC cars and strap balloons on those and try that.
Like Mario
We've
Kart.
also had that idea for quite a bit as well.
We had that idea.
It's been on
I
the back
had a
burner.
form of that idea.
That kind of
at
was
one
what turned
point.
into the drone versus red suit.
Pretty
thing.
much, yeah. I had an idea along those lines, but it was more so like battle bots where we had two RC cars trying to pop each
that we
other's balloons.
we tricked out
But
ourselves.
now that we have the opportunity to use the drones, then there's but yeah, so we had a lot of cool stuff go up over the weekend, and it was a lot of fun to do all that stuff. So
That was my favorite quote from it too. Someone put in there where Dan's like, Jordan popped the wobble.
Don't pop the wobble, Dan. It was pretty good.
My favorite, and I don't even remember this happening, but my favorite thing is when I was holding the wobble, and somebody was telling me not to pop it, and I was like, "Don't tell me what to do." Like I said it in a very weird way. I don't know why. Anyway, Steph nodded.
Did that
She
make
knows
the
what I'm
video?
talking
I don't think it
about.
made
Yeah,
it.
No,
no,
it's
it's
in
in
the
the
video.
video because I'm like, "Don't tell me what to do." Like the way I said it was very
Man,
weird.
something happened to you in that.
I
I
split
wasn't
second.
upset. I was clearly playing around, but
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it was just
Something
weird.
came out of you.
Yeah. Hey Joe, pass me some of that birthday cake vodka.
Oh no.
I want to mix it in with my regular vodka that I'm drinking.
Jordaddy can pop my wobble.
I don't even see that up there. Oh, there it
By
is.
the way, I am personally amused with all of the Jordaddy comments.
I am
Thank
too.
you
I
for
am too.
keeping them up.
I think they're hilarious.
we need a shirt.
Yeah, we should do a shirt of Jordaddy.
We should.
Totally should. My goodness, Dan, stop adding vodka to that. You'd
Well,
be
if there were
dead by
Red
the end
Bull.
of this. Well, whose
Next
fault
week.
was that?
Huh?
Anyway,
You for not texting me when I forget things at the grocery store.
what?
Yeah, Jordan.
It's all your fault, Jordan. I'm blaming you now.
Anyway,
Thanks, Joe.
So,
You're welcome.
I see a topic up there saying what we've been watching / playing.
You reversed that though.
I know,
it says
but it
playing
doesn't
/
matter
watching.
because none of them are looking at the topic list
But I
besides
am,
you guys.
Jordan, and that's what really makes
So
the
what
difference.
have we been playing / watching?
Well, I know what I've been playing.
Oh, who must have written that topic on there?
I actually didn't.
Oh, really?
Alex is pointing at
Alex.
himself.
All right.
But the new Halloween update for Overwatch came out, and it is fantastic.
Ooh.
So good. They actually we talked on the Hubcast. I don't know if it was last episode or the one before that of what we'd like to add to Overwatch, and we talked about cooperative brawls and stuff like that. And they released one where there's a wave
We called
mode,
it.
and it's not like Man vs Machine in TF2.
So let me
It's
just jump in on
fantastic.
you right
The
here.
skins
Let
are
me
so
just
good.
jump in.
It's awesome.
Let me jump in really quick. I'm just gonna say my piece really quickly. I know it gets on
You cut
Joe's
Spencer
nerves a
off.
little bit, and I cut Spencer off for a reason.
So that means you have 30 seconds of silence.
30 seconds of
Next
telling
topic.
you guys that if there was ever evidence that Blizzard is taking every single bit of TF2's gameplay mechanics, it's the Man vs. Machine update, aka the Halloween Brawl.
You know what? Maybe if TF2 actually was a still half decent game, they wouldn't have to.
You know what? We're going to settle this in Paladins.
I can see it's working. I can.
and really get to the bottom
Oh
of this.
man,
You guys know that Blizzard is known for ripping off things, right?
Yeah.
no, I don't really know much
And
about
then they
Blizzard.
snow all over everything.
Well,
and cover
someone had
the
a
tracks.
someone
It's
had a
just
great
uncanny.
idea.
I-
They take ideas
honestly-
and make them better.
It's not as canny or uncanny as the other part of this story.
We're not going to get into this. I just wanted to say that it's just interesting.
That's like saying an apple can't be an orange because orange was a fruit first.
it's interesting, Joe.
Punk.
And you know
And
what's someone had a great idea about all of this, which is that we should have a gameplay where we play Paladins, TF2, and Overwatch all together and cut seamlessly
Just
between all the perspectives and not address it at all, like we're all playing on the same team together in each different game, because each of them have very, very similar game modes.
Yep.
Characters
Modes.
and
It'll go for
This
like,
is-
oh fucking Torbjorn. Oh, Angie killed me.
And you wouldn't know any different because I mean, at this point, like it's just the MOBA struggle all over again. All MOBAs are exactly the same, and now they're kind of taking from the same aspects of what TF2 was. Which there's no problem with that. I love the fact that now I get pretty much a reimagined TF2. Like I'm okay with
Revitalized
it.
as well.
Revitalized. Like I like it. I
Thank you,
love
Lions
playing
Recess.
Overwatch, and it's really fun. I mean, TF2 kind of lost it when it went free to play. Oh, hey, welcome.
I do have to say though,
Lions
with TF2
Recess?
and with
Thank
the
you.
Lions Recess, with TF2 and Overwatch and stuff like that, and Paladins, the thing I never liked about MOBAs was that I felt like I was 4 miles away from the screen. Like I always felt like I get it because you have to drag and
Well, that's
do
why I
whatever.
like playing Smite. Like
Yeah, and Smite too. Smite's so good at that. I like that I can actually see what's going on. And I love the RTS strategy type stuff where like it is far out.
You just
but that
said
makes sense
RTS.
because it's
You just said real-time strategy.
yeah.
in this.
It was RTS / strategy was what I
Yes.
was trying to go for. But I like when it's like an army that I can move. When it's like a singular character, it's kind of weird for me.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's why I'm excited for games in VR that lets you kind of
Yeah.
God mode out and then first person in.
Yeah.
And like, you
Like
know.
VR
Sounds like a
disc
Peter
golf.
Molyneux new game.
Yeah. I hadn't done that one yet, so.
Listen,
Oh,
I
okay.
want to make a game where you can
VR.
VR. Anyway,
Man,
Thank you, Lanky
everything he
Smurf.
was pitching out was VR 15 years
pretty
ago,
much
10
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, he was just a little behind the
Milo.
curve.
You play with Milo in
Ahead of the
VR.
curve.
That sounds
That
creepy.
would have been a VR demo.
Yeah.
it would have very well been. Okay, so you're playing the new Overwatch update.
Yep, really good.
What are you playing?
Nothing. I really haven't played a game.
What have you
You're
been watching?
developing
What have
an
you
art.
been watching? You watch stuff.
See, I watched a lot of Frasier.
I watched the first episode last night.
Oh, really?
I'm starting it on Netflix
Steph's
now.
giving you a look, by the way.
Steph's giving me a
Walking
look.
Dead,
The
right?
first
Yeah,
episode was
because we-
amazing, by the way. I think Niles is a little shaky, but
The first episode, like the first
but pretty good.
season, is a little slow. Like,
Yeah.
but they start like Niles. It takes a while to fall. It kind of like Kramer. Kramer in the first
Yeah.
few episodes, or first season of Seinfeld is a little. He doesn't fall into place right away, but later seasons just get so good. Like,
Oh, yeah.
stick with it, and you're going to be
oh,
very
I've
impressed.
already stuck with it in my life. I'm just going back from the beginning.
Oh, okay, cool. And what are you pointing at?
Me?
There's someone pointing at our. Okay,
That
never
was
mind.
the most silence you've ever had on the show.
Feeling his awkward
Me and
silence.
Steph ended up watching the first 2 episodes of the 3rd season of The Walking Dead. So we're getting back into that because apparently there's a new season or something coming out. Not nearly as good as Game of Thrones, I'll tell you that right now.
Hey,
Game of Thrones is a lot more satisfaction versus
Take that,
viewing
Steph.
time. Walking Dead is more about. Game of Thrones throws you into the characters and you're just left to deal with it. Walking Dead develops the characters over time, and I mean that's kind of where the
I stopped
fascination is watching it.
after probably the 4th or 5th, probably the 4th season. I just kind of was like, yeah.
I
don't
think
know.
I fell off around the 5th season. And I tried watching the 6th. and
they like got into their 4th place, and they're like, okay, let's go find another one. I was kind of like,
it's tough to follow an aimless show.
well, yeah, there's no end goal. There's no like solution. It's just like, I don't know. Stephanie's hurting right now. I can tell.
It's tough.
The show so much.
I've wanted.
Stephanie actually got something pretty cool today.
No, I haven't shown it yet.
All right, Steph got something really cool today. Keep
Are you
an eye
supposed
out
to
on her
show it
Twitter for
off? Like, isn't that the whole point?
Yeah, I guess I could go get it.
if you want to.
Yeah,
you
if you
don't
want
have
to,
to.
want to,
you want to
like-
brandish it.
You can put it on
My
the table.
goodness.
Okay,
Okay.
well, I
Brandish
was
it.
gonna put up a picture, but I guess
Well, you can
We
still
can
post
show
a
it
picture.
off really
I'll go
quick.
get it.
Anyway, Steph got something from
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. Kind of similar to a few weeks ago, probably like a month and a half ago or so. I got something from Fear the Walking Dead right before it started back up, and I don't know what just happened.
I think
Steph
she just died.
She did die. But I got some cookies and a cool little skull glass thing or shot glass, and that was pretty much it. But Steph got this.
Steph
You
got
bring it in. You
the
show it
bats.
off.
She has Negan's bat.
Step in the shot.
Look, see the camera there? You can look at it and see where you
Step
are.
in there.
Yeah, walk in the shot and brandish it
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're
Steph
gonna
has-
kill someone.
They sent her a barbed bat.
A
Yeah,
barbed bat.
if you're listening audio,
Coral.
it's apparently it's named Lucille, and it's from this character named Coral.
And
No,
the
it's from
coolest,
Negan.
Yes, I know.
the coolest thing is that it's your favorite character from the comics.
Yeah.
Yep, and that those barbed wires
Hell
are
yeah.
actually
and
foam.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So
They're believable though, because
They are very believable because I didn't touch it at first because I thought it was.
That
When
would be a
Steph
PR
came to show
nightmare
me.
though if they send everyone real barbed wire bats.
And I said to Joe, we should make our own bat that's real and smash pumpkins with it.
while listening to Smashing Pumpkins.
Wait, you're
Yes.
making a bat?
I want to make an actual
Today
bat
is the-
like that.
Hey, it is. Day that ever was.
Yeah, we got to
Good
sing it
Lucille.
because we can't play the actual song.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Could the Ghoulies play the song while we smash pumpkins?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yes.
I
Go
ruined
ahead,
this
Joe.
by
What
putting
are you
birthday
watching?
cake in it.
What do you watch? Listening.
I'm in the same boat as Spencer.
Overwatch.
Yeah, I can't get away from it.
Watching.
Mostly playing.
Gotcha. Playing takes up watching time.
Overplay. Yes.
I've been watching Luke Cage, and I've also been playing NBA 2K17 as well. But mainly Luke Cage.
Nice. How you liking Luke Cage?
It's good. It's a little slow. It's
Yeah.
good, though. I don't know, this is going to sound kind of weird, but living in Colorado, it's obscenely white here in terms of diversity.
Yes.
So it's really cool seeing into a community I've never ever been a part of, and seeing how they would write a show, because a lot of shows are obviously written from white people's perspective. So it's cool to see a show that's like
Everything is written from white people's perspective. For the most part.
yeah, and so it's really cool to see this show where it's like totally, I'm not the target audience, but it's still super enjoyable. I love all the characters, and there's some really good surprises and twists along the way. And the only white guy in it is Evil. He's not the main bad guy though.
Nice.
Don't worry about that. But
I
it's
thought you were
good.
saying his
I like
name
Luke Cage.
was Evil.
Oh no,
Evil Knievel.
He's kind of he's in between. But it's a really good show. I like it. It's a little slow, but it's good.
Cool. I'm playing Mafia 3 right now. I've only done one session of it so far, recording wise, and I haven't even posted it yet. But I'm playing Mafia 3. I haven't gotten to the point where, because I played it at 2K, and I haven't gotten past where I played yet. So I'm still in the beginning area where I was at. But that's really fun so far. I mean, and I played further into the game before anyway, so that it's really fun. It's weird not having played it a lot since the launch, but I could still say it's a really good game. And then I watched Spotlight
It looks
yesterday.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It has some of the best cutscenes I've seen in any game ever. But yesterday when I was homesick, I was laying on the couch watching Spotlight, and that movie was fantastic. I don't know if any of you guys seen Spotlight. It surrounds the Boston Globe and the reporters who broke the story on
the priests,
on the
yeah,
Catholic priest.
Does it have Amy Adams
fiasco.
in it?
No,
Oh,
it has Rachel
Mark
McAdams.
Ruffalo.
that might be who I'm thinking of.
Rachel McAdams, Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
That
yeah.
won a
They
lot
won
of
an
Golden
Oscar.
Globes or
Michael
Oscars
Keaton.
or whatever.
It won a couple Oscars. It won Best Picture, which it's. I was reading the trivia on it. It's one of the few Best Pictures to only win 2 Oscars. Because it only won 2 Oscars.
Yeah, it was nominated for a lot of stuff.
Yes, but like Mad Max took a lot of
I
Oscars,
love
and
that Oscars from her. She's like Mad Max, like throughout all of it. And
I
then
was
that
really
one
hoping
guy.
Mad Max would get Best Picture, but
And then didn't later on someone like they were announcing Best Foreign Film, and someone said Mad Max.
I
Like
don't
to
know.
announce it, and he's like, "No, I'm just joking."
I'm
As
just
a joke,
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did do that. I can't remember who it was.
But man, Spotlight was fantastic. Yeah, I cried my eyes out the last 15 minutes of that movie. It's really sad thinking about what happened to so many people. And
I think I was actually living in the area at the time.
You
I think
were,
I was in
early
Massachusetts.
2000s?
Yeah, when that was happening.
Yeah.
It was pretty controversial.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously.
and then the movie really focuses a lot on the globe being kind of persecuted and like, hey, you know, this area is very heavily Catholic, and you're rocking some boats that we don't want rocked. And it's insane how many people were implicit with the knowledge of just the cover up in general. It's really crazy and so sad, and yeah.
And we watched Van Helsing.
Yeah, I watched Van Helsing the other night. That was pretty funny.
I did not remember how I love it, but I love it like I love TMNT too, where it's like that movie is cheesy and there's a lot of lines that are just baffling.
There's some amazing
but
special effects in Van
that's
Helsing.
a great movie to just have fun with.
Yeah.
They should have stopped there as far as like ramping up the effects in movies today.
Yeah,
I think that was
Van Helsing should be the benchmark in visual
had
effects.
Hollywood, backstage appeal, but it was, I guess not newer technology, but
Yeah.
they went the extra mile with it. And
I want to say, I don't know if you were there, Joe. What was that part where I lost it? Were you there?
I was the
Yeah.
one that left.
Yeah, I lost it at one point where one of the Dracula's wives gets killed, and the effect of her
she
devolving
dies,
or whatever.
and like
She was, like, sport to the-
That's one of the reasons I love it is how shamelessly they
Oh, yeah.
just composite something just for the scene, and they just let it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she was like. Like her chin sunk in or something. And she was just like, and she was dissolving,
And it was like a few different layers of effects that were all working in tandem. That weren't working in
it was
tandem.
an old time where they pretty much composited all over top of and they tried to still use the because a lot of the times nowadays they pretty much take the actor completely out to add the effects.
Yeah.
So like if you see a shot of someone running then jumping up and turning into a bat,
Or if they're doing effects on top of
nowadays-
effects, there's blending.
Yeah, there's better blending because it was so obvious the different layers of how they,
Corrosion and
The thing I did love about that movie though was that not only did they do that, but they also doubled down and made sure that every scene Dracula's in, they made him transform multiple times throughout the scene, in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out, because they just wanted to do that same special effect over and over and over
But
again.
never shown until the very end.
Yes.
That's true.
Never
They always showed it in
But then once
different
they
ways.
showed it, they were like, okay, let's just do this. Let's
Yeah.
keep doing it, keep going.
Yeah, come on. Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's very shadow
Patrick98,
puppety.
thank you for subscribing.
Anyway.
But yes, that's what we've been playing /
Gotham?
watching.
No, I don't watch
I've
Gotham.
never touched
that
Gotham.
show sucks.
Oh!
Shade.
They used to-
The PlayStation virtual reality experience of the century is releasing.
We talked about this last week.
Tomorrow? Oh, we did talk about it. Why is it
Yeah.
on the list?
I don't
because
know.
there's some
Who
new
in the world
there's new
put it-
developments.
Well, now it
and
makes
Who
me-
in the world? And I'm looking right at Alex. Put it on the list.
Mel put it on the list.
Oh,
Oh.
my goodness.
But
All-
I think it's important to talk about, right?
Okay, what happened?
what more can we
It's
talk
already
about?
hit its first
So the
speed
whole
bump.
thing is
What
that
did you guys
it.
say?
We talked about it last week.
Wait,
We were just saying
what did
it's
we
coming
say?
out.
I know what
Excited for
the I
Batman?
know what she wanted me to talk about.
Oh, okay.
She wanted us to talk about the fact that apparently people are getting very sick when they play it. And it doesn't fully cover your eyes, so a lot of spare light is getting in there, and apparently it's fucking with people's eyes when they're standing or just playing it in general.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is people are concerned that it's not going to be as solid as other VR, but it may just be a few playtesters got sick. Who knows what it might be.
I can only speak to my experience because I've only done PlayStation VR once, and it was at E3. And I like Jordan had pointed out, because we were talking about this earlier with Mel. It's very dark in the Sony area, like outside of like spotlights going around and stuff like that. It's very dark and dim. So I was in this little cubicle booth thing, and it was very comfortable, but I couldn't really tell about light bleed or anything, just because.
Maybe
I
it'll
don't-
come with like a black sheet.
Yeah, and it might just be a
over
couple
yourself,
people.
I should
You
Like,
just put on a hood
might
over
have to,
yourself,
and it's just
and
like,
you're
oh,
just a
no.
black hooded person walking around going,
Playing.
"Whoa!"
yeah, but for us, we are in a very bright room when we play VR, so it may only be a few people, and I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, they developed it for like 2+ years, so
Yeah. Joe gets a little bit of motion sickness with the Vive sometimes.
Yeah.
Depends on the
it's-
game.
Watching
yeah.
the screen, though, right?
Yeah, not actually inside, but watching other people play. And it's
For
not.
cat lateral damage,
That
did
was
you
just
play
a
that?
watching thing.
You
I
didn't-
know I didn't get
Oh,
to
okay.
because I was
'Cause you were
too
already
sick
feeling
to,
nauseous,
yeah,
okay.
and
See,
like
I got that feeling last night when we were playing the frog game. I was watching
Yep, me
Mel
too.
play this game where you're a frog and you climb this wall, and I was watching. I was kind of like, "Whoa!" But it wasn't even VR. It was just a normal game. It was just making me sick.
Yeah,
and
there's
unless you
something-
play it, it kind of triggers me.
yeah, it has something to do with I don't know, like it's exerting something over time. Like same thing with the frog game. Like when we were playing it, and I was just like, I was getting like claustrophobic and nauseous at the same time.
My hands started to
'Cause-
hurt a lot.
Yeah, because you have to, I think it's when you have to focus on something so small that's moving very rapidly, and you got to track it.
I'm sorry, the birthday cake is
It's
giving
gross.
me. Well, I could drink vodka
Damn, you
just
have
like.
about 6 shots of vodka in that glass.
It's because I poured some birthday cake in it, and now it tastes like shit.
You should level it out with real vodka.
Probably should. Probably should.
You know,
This is
sometimes
what
you just gotta
happens when I
call
have Red
out.
Bull.
You just gotta call out and not mix anymore. I think you just gotta dump it.
I played a game the other day that gave me motion sickness for the first time.
Ooh, what was it?
It was a demo for this game called Grapply for the Vive, where you're basically in a cage, like
Your
a big,
base?
like a big looping cage out
Yeah.
in outer space, and you have these two controllers that are these grapples that you hook to different things.
Well, that sounds like fun.
I mean, it's fun. I thought it'd be fun to play. I don't know if it really
Translates.
I don't think it really looks good on a video, but like you're going through this loop that's a cage, and you're like pulling on each direction. And
A loop cage.
loop cage. But you're really,
You're caged.
really definitely motion sick when you're doing it, and
Yeah.
I don't usually feel that way. There's also a game called One Giant Leap where you're on the moon.
Ooh.
I remember you telling me about that. I was
And
so
that
scared.
that gets me kind of.
Is there a vine swinging VR game?
That'd be fun.
I haven't seen one yet.
Or
Where,
horror.
where you're like, you know,
Yeah, there's one. Is it Windland or something? Wind something?
Well, there's Cloudlands Golf.
No, there's one. It's something Wind something, but it's like very kind of like cell shaded, very like bright, vibrant kind of Adventure Time colors and stuff. And you're kind of I don't know if it's grappling or flying or something, but you do. The goal is you're moving through across these like sky flying land masses and stuff. But
Ooh.
I also played
Sounds
this
trippy.
game called Richie. It's Richie's Plank Experience that also gave me motion sickness.
Oh, we'll be doing that.
I've heard about that
But we're
one.
gonna rig up a plank in the VR room.
Oh,
we should.
God.
But you definitely get crazy vertigo.
Oh boy,
man,
I'm excited for
I
that.
hope someone throws up.
That'd be fun.
That'd
that'd be pretty
gold.
wicked to have
Gold.
the actual plank and to do it with the VR.
Oh yeah, I want to try and get one of the pallets and kind of rig a plank thing up, and then we can get some fans in there and blow some air on people.
The mic's gonna
You
be
plank
awful.
with it.
But yeah, I think that's all I knew about the PSVR stuff. So
Okay,
yeah. Moving
talked
on
about
to Gobv.
so Gobv is we had chatted about it earlier. The Great American Beer Fest. Me and Joe here, we went.
Cheers.
Why don't you have a beer?
I just finished it.
Oh, well, then get another one.
Oh well, I'm planning my pick.
Okay, well, pick something out good because we went there. Basically, I guess it's a huge event because we got the tickets. Alex got the tickets for us really early on when they went on sale months ago. I can't remember when he got them, but they
Sell out
released.
very soon.
They sell it very quickly, and then everyone we mentioned it to was like, "Whoa, you got tickets? That's awesome!" And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
I couldn't get any.
I was like, "Oh, I guess
Do you
it
feel
is
like
really a big
assholes
thing."
whenever there are people super excited to go for
Well-
it, and you guys are just like, "Oh wait, no, that's tomorrow. Okay, sure, I'll go." I'll go to it.
Dan, you just wait a second because we appreciate beer. And by going to that, we understood why everyone likes going there. They just go there to just get trashed out
huge
of their
party.
minds. No
There's
one there
pizza.
appreciates beer besides the brewers. And the reason the brewers aren't there serving you the alcohol is because they're over in the spot where if you really care about the beer, you can go meet them.
Did you watch?
we didn't.
Did you watch the video?
No,
Oh, you should watch it. I
don't
think I'll
watch
start
the
to
Quick Trip
under.
videos.
I've never been in a place. It was at the convention center. So I've been to a lot of conventions before. I've been to E3, Gamescom, the PAXs, San Diego Comic-Con. I've never been in a place that has such a loud roar. Like there is no place I've ever been out of
There's
all
no
of
volume
those.
control.
There is zero restraint.
ramps up and up.
You go in there and it's seriously like you're in the Colosseum in the middle of a Roman battle, and it's not even like talking. It is literally. How many other people? 50, just yelling like that because it's like a.
There's like 18 auctions going on at once around the floor.
It's ridiculous.
That's a really good.
Well, another problem is you guys are walking through, and whenever someone drops their cup, everyone yells at them.
Yeah,
It goes,
for a while there. So for a while, we didn't understand what was happening because we'd be walking around, and all of a sudden we'd hear on the other side of the on the other side of the booths, and then over there, and then later we found out that if you drop your little taster cup, everyone around you points and goes, "Oh!"
How'd you find this out? By dropping your taster cup?
No, Steph was going off to get she went to find a beer or something, and she saw it happen, and she was like, "Oh, so apparently whenever you drop the taster cup," and we tested the theory, so I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go out in the middle of these people," and I was just like, "Whoa," and it dropped it, and sure enough,
Next year what we need
Did
to
you guys
do.
get it on film?
yeah,
Oh,
it's in
good.
the video.
Oh yeah, next year we got to get like a person every 15 to 20 feet, and we do like the wave.
The wave.
So it's like pop, 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 pop. So
And
it's
it's just like, oh, and
we
that's
gotta do a full circle.
That's on top of this just stagnant roar that just sits throughout this entire place. It is so loud in there.
Where was this?
At
People
the
wearing
convention center.
costumes.
Oh, this was at the convention
Yes,
center?
this is at the
Oh,
convention
wow.
center, and it was atrociously loud.
Did you guys want to go again?
Oh yeah.
I love how
yeah.
you said that,
Yeah.
Jordan. It was atrociously loud.
Pick you out.
I would go again. Alex keyed us into something that we didn't do, and that was the pretzel necklaces,
Which I have those pretzels.
which was
Yes.
terrifying because right away, within 5 minutes, Joe brushed against like 3 different people's pretzel necklaces.
Well, yeah, throughout the whole event, pretzels were bouncing off me.
So you can imagine there's you're just rubbing up against people because it's like not quite San Diego Comic-Con level tightness in there, but it's pretty packed.
Yeah.
And you're going up to get beer and stuff, and you're rubbing against people. So a bunch of people had the pretzel necklaces, to soak up as much as they could, and yeah, they're just brushing against everyone. Some people were smart and put like Cheez-Its and stuff on there, like bags of Cheez-Its.
Those people are going the full Monty. Like they're trying to hit all
They're just
30,
trying to
100
get
ounces.
drunk
We were
as
in there just to see
possible.
what the hell it was all about.
Yeah.
It was mostly recon.
Yeah, the next year we'll definitely have a better game plan for it because it was a
yeah.
blast and we
And
could
that
have
video
done so
turned out
much
really
more.
well.
It was a
Yeah,
lot
it
of
was
fun.
fun. Yeah.
Just drunk people everywhere, and of course when people are drunk, they see a camera and they're just like, "Whoa, watch this!"
Yes.
Every single person. There's one girl that ran up. You could see her in the background. She's just kind of looking around, and all of a sudden she sees it, and she's like, and then she runs up to it. It's like,
And there were so many times where in the background you guys would be talking and some guy was like,
It's camera whore central.
yeah, and then of course that
TV
girl
whore.
went back to her friends and Steph just swung the camera over and she's like, "You're such a TV whore," and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I am." And then she just turns the camera back to me and I'm just like, "What?" Because it was.
I think the thing I love about that most was that there's a cut that gets made and it cuts right back to Joe. You can tell when he's finally gotten over the limit because he's just like, woo! And then it just continues on.
And to be honest,
was
between
over.
me and like we didn't have more than 2 beers worth, maybe even 3. But we didn't have that much because we were trying to film. We were trying to just like
you guys had much
navigate
more than that. Are
everything.
you joking?
We
I
didn't
watched
know.
through that. Oh no, you guys.
how many ounces
You guys
did we
drank
have?
probably like 9 of those little cups like
That's
this.
9 ounces.
They're each an ounce.
They're each an ounce. Yeah.
Damn. Well, you guys
Well,
maybe
just
it's
the bottom.
maybe it's the-
Yeah,
little wine.
we honestly barely had anything. Like I felt the buzz, obviously, but at the same time, we didn't have enough time to get around everything because it's pretty short. Like it's only a few hours.
Yeah.
and a lot of
Well, they don't want people getting extremely wasted.
it was just-
they
Yeah.
would have to have a stomach pumping station on the outside or something like that.
oh goodness, it was a lot of fun though, right?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to go back. Without a doubt.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We drank a lot of beer, not nearly as much as we should have, but we got some very good ones. My winner obviously was that old Choco, the mint. It was the best stout I think I've ever had in my life. It was
Yeah, it was
like drinking a peppermint patty or a mint chocolate chip ice cream. It was
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip. So it was super good. And then as well, there was also a stout called the Dunkachino. It was like it was called the
Milk
cream. It was a donut cappuccino stout. It was
Milk
delicious. Milk stout, yeah. Oh, it was so good.
I feel like if they make beer like you guys make mead, where it's just like, what can we throw in here?
Well, that's craft anything is just, like let's see what we can try here. So, man, it was good.
Oh yeah.
Delicious.
that beer knocked me out.
Yeah, we're
Joe,
going.
speaking of sugary desserts,
That was a good transition
Good one.
there, Spencer, even though nothing
I
was
thought I said
sugary
last week
desserts.
that we're going to stop pointing out our transitions.
but how do we
God damn
transition?
it. You just go off of that. You say, speaking of sugary desserts, hey, Oreo packaging's weird. Jordan, take it away.
That's what I said. I said
You just
speaking.
looked at him, but you just looked at him, and
Yeah,
then
so all I have to do is add "take it away" on the end of it. That's the whole catalyst of it. Maybe I need to add
take
those
the-
extra
or
3
take
words.
take that subject onto you. You know, Jordan was telling me the other night when he was hanging out at my place about how he goes to the 7-Eleven to buy some Oreos. Now, Jordan,
Let me get into
7-Eleven.
it. Let me get into this.
They
This
have
is
Oreos?
very, very annoying. This is appalling,
I can't believe you're bringing this up.
and it is possibly
I don't know
one
why
of
this
the-
is on the
Yeah, I don't know why
one
either.
of the worst first world problems I've
Now
encountered.
you can tell who put it on there.
Now I could get into first world problems because I have this issue where I have, I got
Unreasonable
this new
expectations.
TV, I got this new sound bar and stuff. Well, they're not new anymore; it's from a while ago. But I have to, can't turn on my TV with my Comcast remote, so I have to use the TV remote, and the sensor's blocked by the sound bar. So every time I have to turn on the TV, I have to like reach up really high. It really sucks.
You have cable?
Yeah.
I like how all this is just to set up the fact that he knows first world problems so that he can talk about the actual
Well, I was
subject.
Jordan, I understand what you're saying, by the way, because in order to do my projector setup, I have to walk up to the wall, pick up the little remote control that I have to bring down the projector screen, and then I have to go over, turn on the projector, I have to turn on the HDMI switcher, then I have to hit up on the volume in order to turn on my soundbar in general.
Yeah, it sucks.
Well, and see,
Damn. Sucks.
my speakers at home don't even have a controller. I have to actually turn it up or down depending on what I want it
Man,
at.
we have rough lives. Anyway, so my issue that I've been having recently is a couple times I haven't had the chance to get out to the grocery store lately, and I like Oreos here and there. I like Oreos. Who doesn't like Oreos?
Oreos.
They're great cream-filled cookies. Anyway, so there's a 7-Eleven close by, so I stop by the 7-Eleven to pick up some snacks, and I grab some Oreos and bring them home. And when I go to open them up, you know how all Oreos, this is standard now, have those slip flip tops.
I have an issue with those.
Just wait, Dan.
They always tear.
Now they suck.
No.
But they can, if they're used correctly, they work really well and they're awesome. Yeah. But for some reason, I've gotten Oreos 3 different times at this 7-Eleven. Every single time.
Habitual Oreo purchasing, Jordan?
Yes, I'm buying them. I mean, they're small
3
packs
times?
of Oreos.
Okay.
So I bought, and this is over the span of probably about 2 months here.
Oh.
1 week.
I go to open
night.
the Oreos, and the slip top, that little peel top thing, does not exist. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, you just got to dig at it. It does not exist at all. I've
So
used
you
my
have the
knife.
design. It has the
It
design.
has the design saying peel
It's just not
here,
die cut?
but it is not cut. I've looked on the underside of the package. There's no sign of any kind of cut or incision to make it so that this would work.
You know,
So I've
Jordan-
sat there and I've stabbed at it with a knife to try and see if it'll do anything. There's nothing there. Sometimes if your fingernails are worn down
Fingernails.
a little bit, you go and you try and open it up and it doesn't work.
I love his
It's
scientific
not
approach to
there.
this.
Jordan, I don't
It's
want
not
to.
there.
Jordan, I don't want to agree with you, but it's happened to me too.
See, it's
I
happened.
bought
what this
Oreos.
is?
I bought Oreos at a King Supers. Design was on there, did nothing, and it's hard sometimes. There's nothing on there, so I had to open up at the end like an animal.
I know, and I've been trying
And then slide it
then
in
I have
and
to
out.
slide it
But
in and out.
then eventually
it gets
won't
caught.
slide.
You have to
but
use to
then
do
it won't
it.
slide back in.
And there's
It
not
won't
enough
bunch up.
baggage. There's
It
not enough
won't-
baggage to clip it because you clip it and it's still wide
I
ass
don't,
open
I
on
don't
the
clip
corners.
it. I don't bother.
Yeah,
with
You just
that.
leave it there.
I leave it
Yeah.
open.
No, it's usually
Oh, I've
enough
never
of a
clipped it.
seal.
Yeah, I
It's
just
enough
leave
of
it.
a seal.
Yeah, it's
I'm
It
saying
doesn't get a lot.
before the peel back. Before the peel back, you used to have to open it like a savage and take
That's
it.
what- that's what he's
That's what
talking
I'm
about.
talking about. That's what I have
talking
to do. Is I have to slide
But they
it
have
out.
to stay fresh because you
Grab
slide
my
it in.
Oreo and slide it back. It's
Do you put it
usually
in a Ziploc?
no, it's usually tight enough that it keeps it. I eat them fast enough that they don't usually get
Okay.
stale. So I have to open it up at the end, and not to mention how hard that is. A bag of chips is pretty easy because it's you got a lot to work with.
But
and
you
can
don't
kinda
on
open it.
Oreos.
Oreos, there's nothing
It's
to work
tight
with.
packaging.
So it's tight packaging. You got to clip it on the sides of your fingers, just like. "Argh."
Someone said you have to open up. You have to ask the package to open up nicely.
What are you talking about?
Open sesame.
I don't want to hear anything about opening packages nicely. Anyway,
You know what it is, Jordan?
He still has more.
It's karma for telling them that they could stop when they. I didn't actually hear the whole story, but you guys are mad at him. So
But yeah, so the other day when we were hanging out and Joe opens the Oreos, and he's just like, oh yeah, you just got to peel it, but you just got to kind of dig in there. I'm like, Joe, sometimes it just doesn't open, okay? Sometimes it doesn't work because the
I'll believe
cheapos,
it when I see
the
it.
cheapos at 7-Eleven obviously bought a bulk pack of Oreos, like a big
Faulty?
stack of them that were faulty and cheap on purpose. They're like,
Those are
how
dollar
would you
store.
like?
Those are
how
dollar
would you
store
like to?
Oreos.
Yes. How would you like to save
Dollar
$50? $50 on this pack of Oreos. I mean, the packages don't work very well. Oh, we own a 7-Eleven. No one cares that comes in here anyway.
That's
And
why
you
you
go-
don't. You
when
don't get,
when do you typically buy these Oreos? What time?
I don't know.
What time?
I don't
4:20.
know. Probably
Is it
like
is it
8
at
o'clock
like
at night or
is it at
something
like 2
that.
p.m. or
No,
is it
no,
is
no,
it at
no,
like
no.
10 at night?
I don't make
9 o'clock. It's
No, it's
after,
probably at
way
8 or
after
9. It's
work.
after I get off
Okay.
of work and I
Okay,
get
if
back
it's at
in.
9 p.m.,
Oreo
you can't
purchases
be
at
going in
7-Eleven,
having double
Jordan.
standards for Oreos, Jordan. When you buy Oreos at 9 p.m.,
So are you,
get
wait
what
a second,
you're
are
given.
you saying that 7-Eleven has some elaborate conspiracy where they take their best Oreos off the shelf or their best products off the shelf before 9 o'clock at night?
The only people going to 7-Eleven at 9 o'clock at night are either driving through the state or are super high.
Jordan, those 7-Elevens are
nailed it.
they are stocking dollar Storios.
Dollar store.
They fell off the truck. That's why they're there.
That's
Oh.
basically what's happening here. I mean, have you ever gone to a dollar store and investigated some of the products there? 95% of the products are past their best by date.
Yep.
And most of the other
At
ones have
7-Eleven?
faulty packaging.
Who buys
So
tuna for
7-Eleven
$1 at the dollar store, though?
Man, dollar tuna would be. Who buys dollar store anything at the
I know,
dollar
that's what I'm
store?
saying.
It's scary.
There's
I mean,
plenty of people. I've known people who shop at the dollar
I like
store.
shopping in the dollar store because some things it doesn't matter if it's dirt cheap and it's like if it's
I only do
sometimes-
it once a year.
Cleaning products
Yep.
is where you should go for the dollar
Yeah,
store.
because it's dirt cheap. Who cares if it's a
And
little
it
out of
cleans up the
date
dirt.
and it'll clean
Or
anything.
My family has a tradition. Every year, instead of buying really great stocking stuffers, we'll get good presents. We'll go to the dollar store on Christmas Eve and buy everyone just garbage at the dollar store. Stuff our like little stockings full. And there's actually some pretty good stuff there. So
That's where we
bought
used
some
to do
awesome
Christmas
stuff.
shopping.
I bought
That
some
too.
awesome stuff at the dollar store, and you can find some real gems there, but you got to be careful because anytime you're playing with food items or anything that does go real bad, it's from the dollar store.
Yep.
So you got to be careful.
Got plenty of magic sets. at the
reptilian
dollar store.
agenda, Jordan.
This
Candy.
is about the reptilian agenda with it when it comes to candy. Anyway, that's all I had to say about Oreos. It was just something that kind of made me
glad
a
you were
little
brave
bit
enough to
upset.
bring that
Ground
up.
your gears.
Sorry, I didn't mean to come back just to burp into the mic.
Speaking of conspiracies,
So there's a Dan. You have a you
I
can't.
could still go on about the Oreos.
You had an idea
They are
for
tasty.
conspiracy corner. Obviously, you've done that. I thought I'd pilot it this week.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
The segment Conspiracy Corner?
Yeah.
Sure. That's-
I'm piloting conspiracy corner this week.
Pilot-
and boy,
pilot.
is it
Wait a
is it
second,
important?
do we have something to play possibly?
No.
What? We didn't even set
Yeah,
that up.
someone
The
didn't.
scene was deleted.
So much for that.
somebody deleted the scene?
Just
Well, the file
imagine a
still
guy
on you.
stepping up to a door.
I can do it though if you want. Just on my camera.
No, it's okay.
Conspiracy Corner!
Conspiracy
Imagine
corner.
some guy walking up to a door and
Wait,
opening conspiracy.
Conspiracy corner. Now, we got some pretty crazy stuff in the news. Now, this was originally for last week, so it's a week late, but we're still talking about it. Now, there's been some crazy stuff in the news recently, some really important stuff, but we're going to talk about the real shit this week and about how they're trying to do whatever they may be. And I want you all to bring forth your best Jesse Ventura impressions to convince me.
Is this your Howard Stern impression?
To bring forth your best conspiracy.
Spencer's impression of anybody is like, I'm talking like this now.
My name is
Hey, what's going
Howard
on?
Stern. My name is Alex. My name is Alex.
I'm Alex now.
But this week, I don't know if you heard, but Kim Kardashian was caught in France with all of her jewelry stolen, which was not hers. She
was
had
caught?
borrowed it from a local photography thing. She was getting her photos taken, right?
sounds like a setup.
It was either that or I thought it was like some show she was going to. And you know when you go to like award shows, you rent out
Yeah.
jewelry. So
She was renting millions of dollars in jewelry, and it was stolen from her hotel. She was tied up. It was stolen from her, and then her bodyguard wasn't with her. There was no eyewitnesses. She somehow got free and alerted people, and there was a lot of smoke in the air. Is
So
what I'm
yeah, I
saying.
didn't hear all that. I just heard she got robbed at,
Yeah.
at knife point or gunpoint.
And we don't know.
She was tied up.
Yeah, she was
Oh,
tied
see, I
up
didn't hear any of that. Or
in the
this
bathroom,
jewelry.
and then she just moves on with her life. But who knows what could have happened? I want you guys to tell me what you think happened on Conspiracy Corner.
On Conspiracy Corner.
Oh wait, don't forget to add Kanye is supposedly in a shitload of debt as well.
Oh yeah, Connie's in a lot of debt. He's
This
not
sounds
selling very
like
many
an
beige
episode
shirts.
of
Millions
Clue.
in debt. That's why he's asking Steve Jobs for
Who
that.
would you like to start off?
I would like. I like that you asked. I want to see you start off.
Let me tell you something, Howard. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are Hollywood's most power couple right now. They're in France. They're bringing the American people to France for this fashion week, okay? They represent America when they're over there. Now, what's the first thing that happens? Their pants get pulled down and they get robbed blind, Howard. They get robbed blind. Now, the person who's stealing the jewelry, they're going to sell it for what? French francs. There's francs involved with this. Now, I have it on good authority that Frank Sinatra Jr. is looking to become the new Hollywood power couple with none other than 1989 herself, Tay Swiggy. Tay Swiggy and Frank Sinatra Jr. They orchestrated this heist to dethrone Kim and Kanye. Kanye's in a lot of debt right now, I hear. I've been looking into his financials, and I can't see how he could afford anything. But then I found out Kanye's in it with Frank Sinatra Jr. and Tay Swiggy. They're working in it together to dethrone the Kardashians off of their throne as well, because, they're the family of Hollywood, and Kanye's a part of the family of Hollywood, but he wants to be just a power couple. So that's where it's all really coming from. He's trying to dethrone the family of Hollywood, and Frank Sinatra Jr. is also doing that as well. Frank.
Well, that's really impressive there, Jesse. Now, I'd like to hear this Jesse here, what he thinks about it.
I rest my case.
I like to see girls
your
ride
Howard
dildos on my
Stern?
show.
Oh my goodness.
So Jesse, would you like to go first? Wait, sorry, Jesse, would you like to go first?
Jesse.
Jesse.
What's the prize, by the way? Is there a prize at all? Because last week there was a prize. Or
No
last
transition,
time.
no prize.
I'll figure out a prize before the end.
What do you mean?
I'll put a prize.
That was a good impression of me you just did.
Oh, thank you.
What do you mean?
Come on, Jesse,
Oh,
you're
Jordan's,
next.
Jordan's Pig Venus just subscribed. Oh my goodness. Twitch Prime. Thank you, Jordan's Pig Venus. Thank you, Amazon.com.
Everyone's reacting to that.
That's amazing.
Jeez.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Why do you take so long?
Because I was working up my thing here.
Getting in the zone.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty here, Howard. There's no way that anyone can look at this and see that the jewelry that was lost in this exchange had anything to do with the Kardashians. I have it on good authority from a reliable source that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West were actually hirees of the Russian mafia to bring this blood diamond money onto French soil to sell to the French government in exchange for crucial information about a Soviet underground union that's been rising since the 1980s. And if there's any proof about this, you can look in Kim Kardashian's face. All that plastic surgery paid for with Russian mafia money. You have to look deep into this, Howard, though, because the twine that was used to tie up Kim Kardashian was of Russian origin. They completely fabricated everything about this in order to make every bit of this sale completely and utterly almost a conspiracy.
I want to say right now.
Oh, no,
have
we
you
got
noticed,
two
have
Jessies
you noticed
now.
this entire time he hasn't looked into your eyes once? He's been looking into my eyes because he can't look you in the eyes. He can't look you in the eyes and tell you the truth. He can only look into my eyes and tell you his lies.
Can you please,
wait,
can you
look
please
in the eyes.
excuse
He
me,
has a
I'm
retinal
the
scanner.
moderator for this thing. Can you please look me in the eyes?
You have a retinal scanner.
I'm kind of seeing. Are you guys seeing some
He's looking in my eyes again.
He's looking at my
I'm trying to,
eyes.
please, I just gotta say, I have to say, your eyes seem a little reptilian to me, but I'm going to ignore that for now,
His
and
eyes
we're
are
going to
my
move
eyes.
on.
His eyes are my eyes.
I do see some similarities.
Can I continue about my agenda
Yeah,
here?
we'll discuss this
Let me
after the
just
show.
talk a
This is
little
quite
bit about
concerning,
the fact
but I don't know
that
why
the
there's two of you.
Russians have nothing against anything the United States is doing. Vladimir
He's looking at
Putin,
me again.
Putin and Barack Obama are actually best friends in disguise, which means Barack Obama is conspiring the last days of his presidency to be able to link with the Russian government to be able to bring nukes onto this soil.
So wait, what
That's
does that have to do
Trump.
with the jewelry?
That's a Trump tactic.
It's all a
You should've gone with
buyout.
Trump, it would've
It's
been
all
more
a buyout.
A buyout of what?
A buyout. It's all a buyout. You look at any credible source and it's a buyout.
I see this paper trail isn't leading me anywhere. I'm quite concerned.
What paper?
No, this argument. It's a figure.
Everyone
It's a figure of
uses this
speech.
paper stuff.
This-
There's nothing about papers in any of this.
No, all I'm saying is that you don't have any solid, definitive evidence like
it's
this
not
Jesse
about
has.
the evidence. You look at it, and I can look at you right now, Howard, and I'll tell you right now, you like to watch
I don't
women
like you
ride
pointing at me.
dildos on this show.
Can you please stop pointing at me?
I'm not pointing at you.
I can bring my own dildos on the show.
I don't know what you're talking about, but if you have any kind of inkling of anything that's going on in this world, you will know that the Kardashians, especially Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, are in an elaborate conspiracy with the Russian government to overthrow every part of this new world order that's coming in. That's why we will have to flee to the Denver International Airport and hunker down.
Have you ever considered why
Bunker
there's?
down more like it because there's bunkers.
Have you ever considered that there's two of you right now and why that's concerning?
No
One
comment.
of you is a reptile.
No comment on that,
Was
Howard.
there any other
I have
Jessies in this
nothing
room,
else to
or
say.
are these the only two that are
Anybody
coming
else throwing
forward?
their hat in the ring?
Is anyone else throwing their?
Jesse hat?
I got nothing.
I don't want to Wonder Woman this Batman v Superman that we got going on here.
Like
Hey,
you did
she was the
last
best
time?
part.
Oh, she was the best part.
What was it?
With the metal
This could be a
pieces.
moment.
The seizures that are happening,
The
Howard.
seizures from the metal pieces.
Well, I have to say, only one of these Jessies truly convinced me, and only one of these Jessies had a definitive line
worst
from
impression of anyone
from the Kim
ever.
Kardashian jewelry theft to what they said was the reason, and that has to be brown-eyed Jesse.
Ah,
You kind of
Instead
someone
sound
with
like
the least reptilian eyes.
Yeah, this one had quite reptilian
You have
eyes.
Baby Bell wax in your hand right now.
He kept talking about how the Russian agenda, but there was nothing to do with Russians here, so I was quite concerned. But next we got dildo riding babes.
The Russian twine that was on the body of Kim Kardashian.
I don't think there was twine. I think
Russian
it was duct tape.
twine.
Russian twine.
Well, thank you, Jesse's, for coming here. I don't know
Thank
why there's
you.
2 of you, but
Why don't we do fan voting next time?
okay.
We should do fan voting. Baby Jala said, I bet they do this. I feel like they do this in their free time. We do.
We do.
We do.
We actually haven't since the last one, really. I mean, I'll throw a
I
Howard
think we have.
impression in
Since the
here
first
or
one,
there.
yeah, we've definitely done that.
Yeah, I guess that was a few
we-
weeks ago.
That was
okay.
weeks and
Sorry
weeks ago.
that took so long, but next time
That didn't take too long. That
Next
was actually
time
our
we should
quickest one.
instill time limits. You get a minute and a
Wait,
prize.
but there's an
And eye
interrupt.
contact, because you kept looking at me and it was kind of creepy.
There's also an interruption round where you're
was
free to interrupt
challenging
each
you.
other because that's the best part.
well, so like,
I liked pointing out the foibles in his
that his
story.
prize?
Congratulations.
dip it in the vodka.
oh,
How old is this?
They're actually quite new.
Oh, cool.
There's vegetable.
I win.
goodness,
I win.
goodness. Okay,
I
so
win and they lose because I'm talking with my mouthful.
how long have we been going, Alex?
An hour and some minutes.
Really?
No, recording wise.
Hour 20 something.
Or I guess
Recording or just streaming?
No, streaming like an hour and 20.
Okay.
Oh.
So we're probably coming around to an hour. So let's go through a couple quick emails and then we'll be.
Quickie.
All
Quick
right.
emails.
You want to take it away?
Yep, I will do it. Okay, so this is from Shy Violet from Los Angeles, California.
Thank you, Shy Violet.
Hey,
Los
she's
Angeles,
in the chat.
California.
Right there in the chat.
Invite.
Her question is, what were your first impressions of each other? Smiley face.
First impressions of each other.
Mine of Alex was, what are you talking about? I mean, what are these bagels?
Have you ever listened to that?
So first impressions meeting.
Oh.
Not impressions. First impressions. I'll take this up first because I have history with all 3 of you guys.
Whoop.
Mostly with Joe.
Whoop.
Joe I've known the longest out of all you guys. So the first time I met Joe, it was on the bus, school bus, because we had the same route in middle school, which is before we even had classes together. And I didn't really like Joe a whole lot. I don't know why. No reason.
But I stuck around.
Yeah,
And you
well-
came around.
Well, and I came around. Well, I was still an asshole though. But I don't get.
Oh, yeah.
I had no reason to dislike you. Outside
And
of
he had no reason to like you.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe we just had no reason to like each other.
I was
but-
in the I like everybody stage of my life.
Well, that's a good time.
Which I'm still striving for, but it's increasingly difficult.
It gets harder and harder as you grow,
Yeah.
grow
I've noticed in my
older.
adult life, it's the hardest it's ever been.
I don't know why, but eventually we got classes together and actually talked more than 5 seconds, and I was still an asshole to him. But
I heard
we
you were
became
quite
friends.
the jerk to him.
I've heard
Yeah,
some stories.
there's something recently where I demonstrated to you what I would do to Joe.
Yeah. Oh, I was on Pokogami.
Oh yeah, we were doing. So I would just cut your shit up. Like I would just either dick around with your like art or whatever.
I wonder, like Joe ever stuck with art, like after the way you.
Well, you know when I cut the
It
ear
was only
off.
once or twice. I don't think it was too often.
When I cut
was
the
one of
ear
the
off that
people I had
thing,
to
that's what
prove
they're
wrong.
talking about.
What?
Oh well, the whole point was like when he was making something, and I just cut the ear off of it,
And I
he was
think
like,
I was watching
"That's-"
the edit. I was
Yeah.
watching the edit on Steph's computer, and Spencer was sitting right next to me, and I was like, Spencer, this is what I used to do to Joe, and I showed the clip of him just cutting the thing.
You had no concept of equivalent exchange because I think I've told the story before, but you had this like you were drawing and you had the drawing like folded, like you had like 4 inches of paper that was just blank space that you were going to cut off at the end of it. And I started using it as like a scratch pad for like colors and stuff, like cleaning my colored pencils or crayons. I don't know what the fuck I was using. And that just set you off. And then the equivalent exchange
Was it
for
cut your
you
shit?
was to cut my actual artwork
No.
with a scissor.
Oh man! See, in my memory, it was just for no reason, and I just did it. So I guess there was
Yeah.
some sort of.
Well, I confronted you about it, and you were like, I really don't know why I did it.
I was a little
I would
asshole.
do it again.
Jordan, first impressions when I talked to him. Well, I guess I already kind of knew you a little bit from message board stuff, but at the time, I guess with the message board stuff, I was like, this guy can make some cool stuff, but he just needs to work on his titles. That was it. Spencer, we met first time during
At
an
a
interview.
Starbucks.
At a Starbucks for interviewing for this position.
I think I came out of that interview and I was like, that went pretty well.
Yeah.
I thought I did good.
Good instincts, because you
Here we
were
are.
probably one of the only people out of everybody that was really comfortable to talk with. So it was like, he'll be easy to talk to, therefore he'll be easy to work with, and let's give it a shot. So that was kind of my impression with.
He had blue hair.
I
He did have blue hair.
And then you told everyone, and I showed up and I cut it all off. And everyone's like, "Where's your blue hair?" And I dyed it blue, and then they're like, "Why'd you dye your hair blue?"
Next, quick rounds, I guess.
Excuse me.
All right.
Asshole.
Asshole became friend. Coheed.
What were your first
Yeah.
impressions when you saw me on the bus?
Well, that's the interesting thing is I don't remember you until high school art.
Oh, okay. So you didn't. Yeah. Okay.
So
you
when
didn't remember.
you keep talking about middle school bus, and I can't recall that.
We didn't
Unless
have
it
many
was-
reactions or interactions.
Okay.
I knew you from when we did start art. I was like, oh, he's that kid who was on the bus.
Okay.
Because I was one of the first stops on the bus, so
Yeah.
we weren't on there too long because we got
Man,
around.
that sucks. The first stop on the bus is still cold, especially on winter days. The bus is cold.
But it's super warm by the time it gets to us
I think.
because they're coming back.
That's
I had a
true.
couple kids on my bus
We're
to
one of
the
the last
mountains
picked up,
where they
first
had the
dropped off.
first and the last. Well, they were
Oh, picked up
first in
first,
the
dropped off
morning,
last.
dropped off last.
That's the
That's
worst.
the worst.
That's
Like
such
I
a-
was lucky
that's
without
how
me.
you
I was the
value.
exact opposite. I still had a 30-minute bus ride, but so picture what they had. They had to
Oh,
wake up at
man.
like 5 a.m., get on the bus at 5:15, and then they have to spend an hour on the bus or an hour and 15 minutes,
with
whatever
a bunch
it was.
of half delirious shitheads.
Yeah, and it's freezing and dark, and you don't know why you're awake.
Man, I think the thing that galvanized our friendship was prom. Didn't we go to prom together?
You don't think it was galvanized before then?
It was, but that was our sort of like, oh, well, like prom's a big deal.
That was a
It's like
semantic,
who
but
you
that
go
was,
with.
but I wasn't. I was out of school I was out of that school by that point.
That's true.
I had transferred from West my
It had to, I think,
second year. So
it was video games though. It was just
yeah, we were already talking. We were talking over AIM before that point
It was AIM and then Machinima
Yeah.
and then
because we kept
Yeah.
up with each other. That was you were one of the. You were probably one of the only friends outside of at the time my ex-girlfriend, which is how we ended up going to prom together.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we kept up.
yeah,
over
it's
AIM.
weird. Like I look, I think that speaks to how like you're my homie. So it's just like
You're my homie, Joe.
I don't have to be like, oh yeah, this is why I'm friends with him. It's just like
Yeah.
it just is.
Yeah.
Which is at this point everybody in this room.
Hell
in
yeah.
my opinion. Oh,
So you guys took
Cheers.
each other to prom?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
We
that was your first kiss, wasn't it?
my first kiss did happen that night. And I remember seeing Ryan Moon Party Boy on a couple teachers.
Yeah,
That's all he was
that's
doing.
all he did. I'm surprised he didn't get kicked out.
Like the entire night, he was just like
Him in a group. There was like
up
two or
against
three
teachers with his
Oh my
friend.
God.
You know this. Like just 10 years later, that's a serious like sexual assault offense.
Well, it's children flopping up against the teacher. Like,
Yeah.
But it didn't matter
Anyway.
back then.
We also had it in a museum around things that shouldn't have been touched by teenagers.
yeah, no, that was weird. Was it? It wasn't Polaris, was it?
No, it was it was Natural History Museum. I think.
My
Yeah,
high
they
school had
rented
a-
out a museum for our prom.
My
It
high
was
school had
really
an
cool.
awful one. They had a live tiger in the middle of the dance floor in a cage. I was like, that poor fucking tiger. He has to be there all night with all these like greasy teenagers, and there's like, boom.
He's like, the bipedals are back.
Yeah,
they're
and it's
dancing.
just like
I must
that
kill
poor
them all.
that poor tiger.
the world. That
Well,
is
the thing is,
weirdest
it was
thing. See,
Aztec themed, and
see,
so they're
okay,
like, let's
so
get a
that's one
tiger.
of those
So
things-
you went to the whitest high school in Colorado, right?
Yep, I did.
You had an
Went-
Aztec themed wedding in or
With a
whatever. the
live
fuck
tiger.
ceremony. Yeah.
No, that I didn't go to that one, but that was the stupidest shit. I don't know
that is
why
amazing.
they had
That
that.
sounds atrocious.
Where do you get a tiger?
I don't know.
Leave it to a little community. I mean,
beaver?
like one of those. Can't leave it to beaver.
What is he doing with his microphone?
I'm trying to like adjust it into a new and cool and hip fashion. Leave it to like
He's
a
such a
group
fascist.
of teenagers
It
that
blocks
have
you
nothing
just as
better to
much
do
right
than
now.
plan
Or more.
prom to be like, oh,
I
let's
like
get a tiger.
Yeah, it was awful.
We should get a tiger for something.
And you bet
That's set free.
anything they spent as little money
You
as
bet, Zip?
possible, so they found the sketchiest tiger owner that they possibly could that barely charged anything.
Put tiger in
You ever
cage.
see the
They won't-
video?
they won't
Tiger.
bite the kids.
You ever see
Usual bite.
the video? I think it's a brown bear or black bear, a tiger and a lion, and they were rescued from a drug dealer's house during a raid as like cubs, and then they grew up together, so they're all best friends.
That's adorable.
So drug dealing has
animal.
a silver lining.
Yeah.
When it's busted at the proper time.
Yeah.
Just at the right time.
Did we answer the question?
most part.
I'll go real
Let's
quick.
rapid fire.
My first impression of you two was that you were a lot more professional than I thought you'd be. But of course, I only saw
And then
you.
you
on-
showed up to work and you're like, oh, wait, where was that coming from?
Well, because the YouTube video I watched right beforehand, I think you guys heard each other or something.
Sounds
There was
about
something
right.
happened, and so then I went to go do the interview. And I was expecting you guys to be like, "Wow," like, "Whoa," you know, like
Well,
whatever it may
welcome,
be.
Spencer.
But then you showed up and you two were very like good at interviews.
People.
So it was.
We were probably just as nervous as you were because we were all.
The
That
first
was our
time we've
first
ever interviewed
first time we
anyone,
ever
yeah.
interviewed anybody.
But no, it was really good. I liked my first impression of you two.
Cool.
And I actually don't remember my first impression of you.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I don't
Because
remember
Joe was
it.
visiting.
Little
Joe
Joe
came
either.
out.
We didn't interact.
Months.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
because I came out
Interacting.
early 2015 and came out like the end of 2014 to meet everybody, just see
Yeah.
the thing, and
I do remember meeting you on one of those trips. I just don't.
I just couldn't place you
Vague.
yet. I was like, I don't know if you were one of the OGs or one
Yeah.
of the new people. I don't know. So
You were nice though.
Yeah, that's really our friendship has been a steady course
Yeah.
ever since. It's just been a nice, gradual uphill.
Nice and relaxing.
Same here. Yeah, I don't really. I'm trying to like.
I
must
honestly
have brain
don't
damage.
remember, besides blue hair, duo group forums, and just like, I don't really remember much about any first impression with
interaction
any
with
of you guys. Like, there
I
was
don't
nothing
even know
that
if
was
I know
really
Jordan
shocking
today. I don't know if I know you today, Jordan. You're,
Anyway,
you're an
there's some
enigma.
things like we were recording Pit People, and we got finished recording. I was like, yeah, that was fun. He's like, that was fun. And I walked down. I was like, oh, okay.
This guy.
Jordan's a complicated person.
No, but then sometimes they're like, man, that was super great, and I don't know how to gauge your
I think it's
your
I think it's
personality
like,
sometimes.
I mean what I say, but I don't always
say
it.
what you mean.
show
No, you
what
don't.
I mean. Like sometimes I'll be like I actually did have fun during it.
Yeah.
But for some reason I was probably in a mode where I was like, okay, next thing.
Well, you're
And I
probably
was
like,
just
okay, I
yeah,
gotta
that's
send
cool.
an email because my girlfriend does the exact same thing. And it'll piss me off sometimes. But with you, you're very similar to her in the way that you interact socially, which kind of is annoying. But I get it.
with constant put downs.
No, not constant. No, not
like
that.
Legend of
Luckily,
the
she doesn't have
Hidden
that aspect. But no, it's always the thing where it's like they always have something to do next, and so there's never time for the moment. It's always what's happening next.
Yes.
But I do like you.
You
so that's good.
have fragmented.
We'll talk after this, Spencer.
All right. Do we want? What do we want
Let's
to do
do
next?
what time? Yeah, let's do one more quick one.
One more
If there's a
email.
quick.
Thank you,
answer
Shy
one.
Violet.
This one's pretty good. This actually, I really like this one. So this is from Rachel Woods from Scotland.
Scotland. What part of Scotland?
Birmingham.
It just says Scotland.
Birmingham.
I don't know what part.
That's not Scotland.
Essex.
That's not Scotland.
And
either.
she asked, if
Dixon.
you could swap bodies with one person in the office, who would it be, and what's the first thing you would do?
See, that's just setting up for the female aspect. Just is. Just
Maybe that's
is.
just where your mind.
Hey, ever since that movie The Animal came out, I have just been in this mode where it's like, that could happen?
Wait, sorry, I have one more thing. She also says it was amazing meeting Jordan, Dan, and Spencer at Insomnia. You guys are so sweet.
Yeah, there's a lot of
cool.
good fan interaction there.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
go ahead.
I love anytime we can get over to Europe or anything and meet people, which isn't often, is super cool.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause-
It's like meeting new people that we've never met because we meet a lot of the same people at some of the conventions.
Yeah.
So
I feel like people are a little more
whole new-
chill out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just that they have accents.
When James and I had gone to Gamescom in 2012, a fan invited us out to drinks. And actually, she tweeted at me recently, and I recognized her. And I was just like, I'm sorry we didn't go out to drinks with you because we thought it was kind of creepy at the time. But nowadays,
Oh,
I
it
think
was
I
In
fun.
know.
hindsight, damn it.
In hindsight, nowadays, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever.
But
Just
who's-
don't stab me.
I think I picked Jordan's body because I want to see what his muscles can actually do. Because I feel like whenever you're on camera, you're always like pretend not to be strong.
Is he pretending not to be strong?
Well, no,
Or
he does
does
that.
he just not have the stamina?
No, he does that all
actually-
the time where he'll do stuff. He'll like try to tear something open or like twist a cap. I don't know.
You know, he spent an hour doing something 2 days ago, and he was just like, afterwards, he's like, I'm so tired.
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
kid-
I
I'm
sat
joking, I'm
there.
joking,
I
I'm
sat there
joking.
pumping for an hour.
Jordan
Pumping
Jordan
away.
straight pumping for an hour. I was joking.
That
That
was,
was a
and
joke.
it was tiring.
See, I did what you did.
Pelvic pumping.
Usually. By putting you down.
Either that or
Daniel.
jokes.
Except
I
for
want
the
to see
thing
your
is, you
beard.
never bring us back up.
That'd
You
be
just
good.
put us
Because
down.
this long, it's about this long, so I like to see like a big old beard. Is it in your vision?
Peripheral.
Peripheral?
It's very nice. That's my favorite feature.
I mean, I was gonna say, I was making sure Joe was done. I could, like, I mean, do you want me to show you what I can do with my muscles?
No, because that's
Ew.
every
Because
day.
Like,
can do
cut
that.
out the beard.
Creep me out.
So you would want to be Jordan and actually try to figure out,
Or Joe with the beard.
or Joe with the beard.
Slash you. You have a nice
I want to
beard.
be the VR
beard's alright.
setup. I can go anywhere. Man, far, far away.
No, you just see random people in your far, far away. You're like, man, this is so nice. And then, like, me or Jordan probably be like, wow, look at this.
And like, shit, they're back. In my virtual reality.
And then you might have to live in virtual reality is the problem.
Virtual?
Yeah, do you ever play that one?
That's the only
Do you
thing
think
is you
hell
get stuck in
is
the...
just a long, eternal game of virtual reality?
Yes.
Goodness,
Oh my
that
God.
would
Are you a
be
tree?
form
So
of
essentially,
hell.
you're a bird on Bing Maps, and you fly like this, except it's not responsive at all. And there's little races, but you can't move very well. And there's only two maps, and one's a desert, and the other's this weird mountain place.
By the way, Alex,
You
I
can't go
watched,
beyond.
I was on the
What in the
Steam
hell?
page and I watched a video, like the video on the Steam page, and the guy's just blowing through the targets.
I know.
He's just going.
I know.
And
I was like,
I'm playing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like you can't do anything to steer it, and it's just horrible.
Wasn't there a different
Ew.
motion to stop to like?
It's like there was a certain way to lower and high,
But it was super
But it's not like flapping wings. You're not a bird. It's nothing like bird mechanics. If you go in thinking you're doing this, it's wrong. Apparently, you have to do it like a very like glidey.
So
like,
it should
and then
be-
flap a little bit, but then back to glidey. And
That looked like a Beyonce dance move. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I would probably want to go in if I could go into Jordan's body and actually still have his brain. Then I would be very curious to do that.
Yeah, I would
Just
like to
see
hop
the
in it.
thought process.
Yeah, I think I'd do that with everyone in the office just to see how they think, because I think we'd understand each other better.
Yeah.
Case in point.
All right.
Spencer, do you want me to lift you up right now?
Who'd you go into?
lift me up.
He's gonna Josh
Who'd you go
grope
into?
I don't know.
Like, that's what,
I don't know.
Jesus.
What's happening right now?
I don't know.
Oh, ask him who he'd like to go
honestly
into.
don't know. I mean,
It's Friday.
I like being me.
I do like being. Yeah, I
I
like
like
being
being
in my
me.
body. I don't
Yeah.
see anyone else that I'd be like. I'm jealous of their body. I want to be in their body. Except Spencer, maybe just to see what it feels like to have nothing on you. 'Cause you literally have nothing.
Yeah.
And you're super.
I went to
light
the
and
doctor
tall.
once when I was like, I think I was like 16 or something, and he's like, you have 3% body fat.
Every time I clean a chicken from the grocery store, I'm like, oh,
Spencer.
Spencer.
By the way, kind of say, I don't try to be skinny.
Hey,
I eat
I
the
know,
worst
I know.
garbage to
Oh,
try
you-
and bulk
no,
up,
we know,
and there's
believe
nothing
me.
I can
I'm
do.
so
You eat
jealous.
a lot, and you eat like stuff that would make people fat.
I eat at my desk. I eat everything. I eat healthy.
So
I eat
Spencer,
bad.
You eat nothing but garbage filler, though. You don't really eat
No,
anything that would actually build
I eat
you
both.
up.
Because for my main meals, I eat healthy stuff, and for my snacks, I eat shit.
Can you describe to me a main meal?
I would say like I have pasta dishes. I have chicken. I have like beef. I have
Mashed
stuff that would
potatoes.
make a normal person bigger. And I don't try to get bigger. I'm just eating, and it's not happening. And everyone's like, "You should have a pizza." And it's like, "Yeah, I ate 3 of them today." It's like, what do you want me to do?
I think about pizza and bloat. I'm pissed.
Yeah, it's pretty bloat inducing.
But I love pizza.
There was we had stills done a long time ago. Well, probably like a year and a half ago or so at this point. Where you do look a little bit fuller from like a year and a half ago or so.
Do I?
Yeah,
Am I losing weight?
I think so. Yeah, I think you've slimmed because we used to do it where the hub paid for everybody's food, and that was just a stupid way to operate.
Well, we always use fast food, so I probably.
And we would always eat fast food. So we were always eating garbage all the time. And not to say we aren't eating garbage all the time, but it's less accessible now.
Yeah.
So I think since then you've slimmed down a little bit.
Well, I mean, okay, so I weigh as much as my girlfriend does, and she's 5'1" and a healthy weight,
And you're 6
and
foot.
I'm 6 foot / like 6 foot and a half, and I'm very underweight. And I try to like, I don't know, try to
I don't
eat more.
think you
but,
quite have the diet that's required to start regaining.
but like
weight.
I
don't eat
eat until
enough.
I'm full. Like I don't eat past that. So I don't know. I guess eventually
That's why
my
I think you need to
metabolism will
start
give out because
working
you
out.
used to look really skinny.
But just look at that.
Yeah, I do look bigger there.
His face is fuller.
I
there.
think that might be the camera lens, though, right?
No, I think that's
no,
just you.
that's. I mean, your neck is less like your Adam's apple is less pronounced.
Yeah. I'm filling out that code a bit better too.
Yeah.
See, my metabolism just halted. Like I used to be, I used to eat unhealthy, and then I had a pretty quick, vicious metabolism. Yeah, there he is. Right, it focused. It focused.
Yeah.
You look like PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll gain weight at some point. Unless I'm this weight forever.
At some point.
Yeah, so am
Can you imagine what I'm going to be like when I'm 70? I'm going to be like 98 pounds and like I've grown 5 inches for some reason.
And really tan for some reason. Playing tennis.
Cardboard
Oh,
Tube
that'd be
says you're
amazing.
bony.
Boca
I'm
Raton.
what?
You're bony. When he
I
hugged
know-
you, you were bony.
I know I'm bony.
Explain yourself.
Wasn't he? He was a little bony.
No,
too.
when you only have so much on you, you only have so much. I
Yeah.
give the best hugs I can give.
You're bony. Sir.
Well, on that note,
And you know what's gonna happen is I'm gonna gain weight in the future. They're like, man, Spencer's getting fat. And I'm like, fine, you know what? Fuck you guys. I don't need to please anyone.
yeah,
You
well,
go
that's
for
your
the nice
thoughts anyway.
ones. You go.
So on that note, everyone, thank you so much for watching the Hubcast.
Thank you guys for
this
coming out.
week. It has been a blast. This will be on iTunes, of course. Hopefully, I might be able to throw it up tonight. If not, definitely tomorrow morning. It'll be available for your audio enjoyment, as well as the SoundCloud, and then on YouTube tomorrow as well. So plenty
And the
of
video
forums.
just went up while we were streaming too.
What?
Our VR Elven Assassins.
Oh, a new
went up.
VR video went up, so go check that out.
Elephant Assassin.
Elephant Assassins.
Elephant.
That should be a new VR video. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys. Alex, cut us off.
Bye, guys.